What's going on? So, 20 years ago, there was a company called Netflix that was born. And there's a lot we can learn from their business model, the way they evolved from renting DVDs to what they are today, the juggernaut that they become today. And there's a lot of lessons that are there. So, like I said, there's a lot of things that you can learn from Netflix business and apply to your business, whatever it is. Mine is music and a lot of things around music and entertainment, but we create content, and this content is served to platforms, television, the internet, YouTube, all these things. And what Netflix was in the beginning, it was a website where you could order DVDs, receive them at home, and then you have to send them back after watching the DVDs. You can keep it for like 5 days or 24 hours, whatever. And the first revolution that Netflix did was that you could do this online. Why? That's why they call themselves Netflix. And you would go to the website, look at all the available titles, and then order one DVD for I don't know how much, receive it at home, watch it, and then send it back. So that was their first business. And around, I think maybe 10 years after, I'm not sure about the dates, they decided to do a deal with a TV network called Stars, where they could play original content as soon as it was available from Stars Network. Stars probably was smaller than Disney and all these people, so they accepted the deal because it was a great way for them to have more viewers. Back then, nobody really cared, and then the business exploded. A lot of people started enjoying with, and at the same time, the internet started becoming big, right? And a lot of people were starting to have broadband internet, fast connections and stuff, and people started subscribing to Netflix for a small price. You could see everything, a lot of programs. And back then, the big companies like Disney, Fox, Universal, they actually didn't care because, yeah, it was a small website, and there was not so many people on the internet, and there was not so many people that were about to stop watching cable to go to Netflix. There was a time when Netflix started becoming so big that it started becoming competition to the same people that were renting them movies. Netflix was the platform. You pay $10 a month and you have access to all these movies, but the movies didn't belong to Netflix. And once the people of the television people start realizing that because of Netflix, they were actually losing viewers who were preferring to watch the movies on Netflix rather than watching on TV, they start seeing Netflix as competition. And they start giving them a hard time to have new movies. They start telling them, yeah, you can have the old movies, the back catalog, but we're not gonna give you like the prime stuff, the good movies. And this became quickly a problem for Netflix. And that's where they got smart. Netflix decided to create original content. Their first that was really like around 2013, 14, one of the first that really became popular was House of Cards. A lot of people, like, it was really like a success, immediate success. And they didn't have all the problems that the normal networks have, which is, you know, you do a show, you create your show, then the TVs play the show, and then if you have a lot of viewers, then the advertiser give you money. This is the old model. On the model of Netflix, they don't care how much people watch the show. Wherever the show is good or not, people still pay $10 every month. So if you have 10 million people subscribing to Netflix at 10 a month, then you receive 100 million every month, and you can use a part of this 100 million to invest in original content, and this content you serve to the people. And this is the Netflix of today that we have. Netflix now has a lot of original content, series, movies. That new Will Smith movie, Bright, that is cool, the one with Brad Pitt, and a lot of creators also are starting to think about Netflix as the place that they want to have their movie put. Imagine, even like I've been thinking about it, but imagine us African creators, if all these African movies that never plays on the European cinemas, and they don't really play in our cities because we don't have the infrastructure. For example, in Congo there might be 2 or 3 cinemas, but imagine if all the Africans had a good internet connection and Netflix and all the movies were there. We would have African creators being able to have all our movies displayed there, and then people can have the choice. And that's what I love about Netflix. Actually, in my house, we have 4 TVs in the house. All the TVs are connected to the cable, Netflix, and YouTube. And guess what? We only watch Netflix and YouTube. That's it. This is a very interesting business model because what Netflix has become is the platform and at the same time the content creator. They own most of the content that they play on their platform. So they become now a very, very strong force in the entertainment business. When I see it as a content creator, I realize that this is the best way to do. We as content creators, we always struggle because if you want to be an independent creator, a musician, your problem is what? Is that you create the content, but then you don't control the platform. And when I say platform, it can be iTunes, it can be YouTube, it can be all the competitions in there. It's actually better to have your own platform, but I'm keeping this for another video. But imagine if we take Netflix business model as creators, we do it the way that Jay-Z has done it, for example. You own every step of the way. It's something that I've been dreaming about for 10 years. Imagine if you have a partnership with 10 clubs, and then you have a big website or a streaming website where you have all your content, exclusively or not, and then you create the content. All of a sudden you become like Netflix. You can have your music comes out, and then you have your own management that is connected to your own clubs, and then your media, your platforms, your YouTube channels, your TV channels, your radio channels. If you have this all conglomerate that belong to you or a pool of artists, because like just one artist is not possible. But imagine if you take 100 artists and you create like a big YouTube channel, for example. You would not own the platform, but you would own a platform inside the platform. So imagine if you have like 100, like the 100 biggest Kizomba artists, for example, Kizomba and Zouk artists and Kompa artists create a massive channel that belongs to everybody, where we put all our movies, all our vlogs, all our music videos, and then we have a massive amount of followers, like, I don't know, 20 million followers on this channel. And then we use this to put all the content. And then we have a company that sells the shows of all the artists. Using the popularity that is created by the media, we have these people who have, we also have a deal with 100 clubs around the world. We only perform in these clubs. If our fans want to see us, they have to go to these clubs, and they are all around the world, in all the cities. And we control these clubs. And of course, all the DJs that are in this club, they play our music first. You can become 360, full circle. You create the content, you put the content in your channels. Your channels are sending the fans to the places that you perform. You make the money, you put the money back in the music video and the content you want to create, and there you go.